right, our next set of problems, these are kind of word problems, and it says a population, and maybe this is a population of mosquitoes or whatever. It says a population is represented by the equation, the population over time is equal to 400 e to the 0.12 t power. After how many years will the population be 2,000? So time must be in years. This would not be mosquitoes. I don't know what it would be, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. So I want to know when will the population be 2,000. So I'm going to let P of t be 2,000. So I'm going to say 2,000 is equal to 400 times e to the 0.12 t. And so I'm trying to solve for t because they said after how many years. So t is what I'm solving for. So to solve this, first thing I do is divide both sides by 400. 2 of the zeros cancel. So I get 20 over 4. Oh, I forgot. Oh, that's right. I get 20 over 4, which is actually 5, is equal to e to the 0.12 t power. Okay? If you're trying to solve for a variable that's in the exponent's place, you take the natural log of both sides. Or you could take the regular log, but it seems like it makes sense to do natural log. All right, so I'm going to kind of move this over here now, sorry. So I'm going to say the natural log of 5 is equal to, I'm going to take this 0.12t, move it to the front, so I get 0.12t times the natural log of e. The natural log of e is actually 1, so I could just cancel that out. So to solve for t, I just divide both sides by 0.12. If you forget that natural log of e is 1, and you type it in your calculator, it'll just tell you it's 1, so I wouldn't worry too much. But if the base and the argument of a log are the same, it comes out to be 1. So in my calculator, I just go natural log of 5, close the parentheses, divided by 0.12, and I get the answer is 13.41. So the answer would actually be 13.41 years, because that's what they asked me for. Makes sense, huh? All right, let's look at our next problem. It says the half-life of silicon is 600 years. If 20 grams are present now, how much will be present in 520 years? You're going to use a formula that's based just like this one. This one they gave you the formula, so you didn't really have to know. But it's called the formula of uninhibited growth or decay. So the formula goes, the amount after time is equal to the amount you start with times e to the k times t power. Okay? In this particular problem, they're telling you half-life is 600. So the amount that you start with is going to be half in 600 years. Okay? Then they finally ask you, how much are you going to have in 520 years? So what you're going to do is you're going to use the fact that they told you what half-life is, and you're going to solve for k. So to start with, to figure out what k is, half-life, let's say you started with 1. If it's half-life, how much are you going to have after time? 1/2. So then the e sub 0 is 1, and then e to the k is what I don't know. But how much? What did they say half-life is? 600. So I'm going to say 600 k, because it's k times t. And they told me half-life, so that means if I started with 1, in 600 years I'm going to have half. Okay? So we need to solve for k. So all I'm going to do is take the natural log of both sides. So I go natural log of 1/2 is equal to the natural log of e to the 600k. I'm going to scoot this over here. So I get natural log of 1/2 is equal to 600k. Then to solve it, I just divide both sides by 600. Remember, natural log of e is 1, so that just cancels out. Let me make sure we can still see. Yeah, we're good. All right, so in my calculator, I just type in natural log, I'm going to say 0.5, divided by 600. So I get that it's a negative 0.0012. K is equal to negative 0.0012. Okay, I need that to finally figure out my answer here, like to the question they asked me. They asked me, how much will be present in 520 years if I have 20 grams now? Okay, so the amount that I'm going to have in 520 years is equal to the amount that I started with, which is 20, times E. Remember K we just figured as negative 0.0012 times T. 520. I don't need two variables. So this is going to be times time, which is 520. Sorry, we'll just say that's a times symbol. All right, so all I do here is I'm just going to multiply this out. I'm not really solving for anything. I just plug all that in. So I go 20. Second natural log is how I get the E. And it's negative 0.0012 times 520. Because they want to know how much I'll have after 520 years. And the amount I have after 520 years is equal to 10.7, let's say 10.712 grams. Okay, it's always a good idea to wonder, does this make sense? Yeah, because it says in 600 years you're going to have half of it. So half of 20 would be 10, right? So half of 600 is 300, So in 600 years, I'm going to have half of this. So if 600 years had passed, I would have 10. But only 520 years have passed, so I have a little bit more than 10 still, so 10.72. So that would be our answer, 10.72 grams.